right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's better to delegate. That's why going to a financial planner is always a good thing. But just like a mechanic, you got to find one that you can depend on, one that you can trust, right?
Yeah.
Sean Scaturro is one. We've had a conversation with Sean more than once before, right? He is on the phone again. He's a certified wealth strategist practitioner and the director of insurance advice at USAA. He's talking about the 2019 LIMRA, the Life Insurance and Market Research Association Barometer study results. Okay, let's find out what we can learn from this. Sean, good morning. It's nice to have you back with us today.
It's nice to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, are you always amazed at how little the rest of us know about money investments?
Oh, no, not at all. I think that it's unfortunately something that I call rational apathy. It makes sense to not want to talk about money. It's when we open up, it's kind of a vulnerable topic. It's challenging, it being complicated, so it's completely rational for people to say, I just don't want to think about that today. Unfortunately, though, I'm a control freak. I don't like being in the passenger seat. I'd rather be behind the wheel, and that's why the job that I'm in as a financial planner, I try to help people out kind of take control when it comes to their finances as well.
Right. And for example, if I went to a gathering of people and I heard 3 or 4 guys talking about engines in cars, I would have somewhat of an understanding that I'm not going to fit in. But I'm glad they're there because my car is going to break down one day, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing with
certainly.
You. If I hear you and a couple of other guys talking about the latest stock market stuff, I would say, wow, well, there's where I need to go. Is that is that part of what it is?
I'm sure we're fun at parties.
So I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that I don't, like Robin and I pay attention to producing sound and getting product out that have children's books and stuff. So we have our own little niche in the world, but you can't pay attention to everything. So that's why I like the fact that there's something like USAA. What does that stand for, by the way?
USAA stands for United Services Automobile Association.
Okay.
Started in 1922 by a couple of military officers.
Is that right? So tell me about the study. What does it show you?
Well, so you mentioned LIMRA. LIMRA is a marketing organization around life insurance. We're the life insurance industry, but September also happens to be Life Insurance Awareness Month. So it's a month designed to raise awareness around life insurance because, and this is something that was kind of shocking that the study found, is that still 43% of Americans have no life insurance. So with that in mind, thinking about why haven't people taken action? Why do people either have different thinking or different thoughts about life insurance, or is it such a challenging topic as we're kind of going on right now that people just haven't dug into it, so to speak?
So I have a question about this. I am over 60. And I had life insurance until I was 60, and I didn't drop it. It was dropped because, well, you're not dead, so I guess you're going to live forever. I don't know. What is that?
It really depends on, it depends on the type of policy that you had, and that's not necessarily a bad thing that it went away. When you look at the different types of insurance in the industry, there's things called term insurance or temporary coverage. It's designed to last for a number of years, so 10, 20, 30 years, and it's really designed to pay for the things that we need to have paid for, and underline the word, if we died during that time. So for my circumstance, I want to have my mortgage paid off. I want to have my kids' college education taken care of. I want to replace my paycheck to my bride. Those are things that in the future, if I'm good, and hopefully, God willing, my mortgage is paid off, and I don't have that obstacle. I don't have that financial burden of that, so I may not have that need for life insurance anymore. Mm-hmm. But there are things, as I grow older, that I want to have paid for. I want to make certain that my kids, when they're young adults, aren't having to be destitute, and they have some type of, financial kind of kickstart. So I may want to have some life insurance as I grow older, but I'm not going to need as much. So term insurance is a really great starting point, especially for the 43% of Americans that don't have coverage. That's probably the right policy for them to get into as a start. And then as you grow older, as your needs change and as your wants increase or your wants are solidified, you switch over to a permanent policy. But a term insurance policy, quite frankly, I hope that everybody grows out of their term insurance and does not need it anymore, because you live past it, and that's a good thing.
And it's really nice that people are able to see in their minds that they can forecast their needs over time and change as they need it.
Definitely, and that's one of the key benefits And especially when so many people, when we have so many different, competing interests on our wallet, buying term insurance, it still provides you options over your life. It's not a one-time set it and forget it decision. It's something that, as we're talking about kind of tuning up your engine, well, you tune up your financial plan, you at least look at it on an annual basis. That doesn't mean you make big decisions or you change things, but you just look at it to be aware of what you have, and maybe if there's any gaps that you have identified that you help protect against those. But as you do have those life changes and you want to make a decision or kind of change courses, so to speak, things like conversion options are a very big benefit. Term insurance can be changed over to a permanent insurance plan like a whole life or a universal life without having to go through medical underwriting. So it's a great, very versatile option that people can do over time as their case-by-case decision calls for it.
So if you had a policy like I did that went away because I got old, who do I go to for advice on what to replace it with?
Well, I think that, as you mentioned at the lead-in, talking to a trusted financial expert is certainly a great resource to use. Start also thinking about research. You would start with what you can find out online, understanding what your individual needs call for, kind of taking an assessment of what do you deem to be most important, and then work with a trusted partner, a financial advisor, financial planner, insurance expert, to make certain that you're validating what you think, and then start making some decisions from that. But I just encourage everybody, I'd love for people to do business with the USAA, but do business with a trusted partner, but at least start the discussion and take action. If it's something that's on a to-do list, check it off the to-do list. Start working towards that.
And when the LIMRA Life Insurance Barometer study was compiled, what were the age ranges of the questions that were asked?
They look at all kind of all demographics. So it's not just isolated into young individuals or older individuals. They try to do a composite of what Americans look like. I think they survey about 50,000 individuals. I probably have that number wrong, but it is a pretty expansive survey.
When I get home at the end of the day, I usually have some mail trying to sell me a life insurance policy, and I don't know if it's me or if it's many Americans, but I just don't trust things I get in the mail. I'm very reluctant to basically, I don't even open them up. I rip them up and throw them away. I'm probably not alone.
Sure.
But maybe I should start paying attention to some of them. I don't know. I feel better talking to you already, even if it's just on the phone. Right?
Well, I think you're not alone in that, and I'm probably right there with you. But I just encourage any American, be a good consumer. Understand what you're getting. Understand what you're not getting. Understand, like actually reading the fine print. That it's an extra small font that's probably encouraging us not to, but take interest in what your needs are, and then when you're making these financial decisions, be as informed as you can in order to kind of have an idea about what your decision should be, and then validate that to make certain with an expert that you trust, as you mentioned earlier, that it is the right decision for your needs. But I am a huge advocate of consumer information, financial literacy. I want everybody to be making the right decision for their needs, not just what can be sold.
Absolutely, and you're speaking to an interesting market here because we have the college, the university, and also the retirees. So you got both extremes of as far as the age groups go. So thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, Sean. Leave us with a website we can go to.
Yeah, more information is available at usaa.com/life advice. There's some tools, resources, articles to help make this conversation a little bit easier. So I encourage everybody to go out and take a look.
All right. Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you again. Take care.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1 minute